Good afternoon and welcome back to Winchester News Online. I'm Alice Barnes. Coming up. Energy bills to drop drastically as spring approaches. Motorists battle the epidemic of potholes across the city. And one musician who makes music and guitars. It's been almost 3 years since the beginning of the cost of living crisis in the UK, with households struggling to pay for food and bills. But there was a better news this week when it was announced energy bills will be dropping soon. Morgan Mitchener-Banks explains.
Gas and electric bills have been a contentious topic in the past few years, with prices rising and rising, with little increase to household income to keep up. These high energy prices have been in place since the COVID pandemic and Russia's invasion on Ukraine, with many households struggling to keep up with the cost of living. But these inflated prices seem to be coming to an end, as energy regulator Ofgem announced that in April, the price cap for energy bills would drop. The current typical annual energy bill costs £1,928, but in April it will fall to £1,690, a drop of £238 or 12%. The drop will see energy prices reach their lowest since Russia's invasion on Ukraine, but will still remain higher than pre-pandemic bills. However, the chief executive of the Citizens Advice Bureau, Dame Claire Moriarty, claims in a public statement that the damage has already been done. It's good news that the energy cost is falling, but the impact of sky-high prices will be felt for years to come. And it seems the people of Winchester have equally mixed views on the price drops.
I'm glad for a small drop. We had expected a possible hike, so that is a slight relief, but we've got so much more to invest.
I'll be looking forward to seeing a reduction in my monthly payment, but I'm sure there'll be other things that I need to spend that money on.
It'd be great to have a bit more sort of disposable income left to be able to do nice things for our children.
Everything's gone up, so the fact that something's coming down is probably good news to our ears anyway.
Energy prices are set to fall once again in July, giving more hope to the British public that this cost of living crisis may be averted. Morgan Mitchener-Banks, Winchester News Online.
You can't help but have noticed the state of the roads around the county. Potholes are becoming a real nuisance for drivers and cyclists, but the County Council says it is planning to spend millions more on repairing the roads in the coming 3 years. I've been out to see how big the problem really is. Potholes. Any driver, especially in Winchester, knows them well. These road hazards cause damage estimated at millions of pounds to vehicles across Hampshire every year. An FOI request revealed that Hampshire County Council received more than 25,000 reports of potholes from April 2022 to March 2023, with only 8,200 of these being repaired, 32% to be exact.
I saw the figures and I was really disappointed. It wasn't a total surprise. There have been a lot of cuts in that area. You know, the government's decided that they want to spend less on local government, and they decided, and then the Conservatives have decided locally that they want to spend less on repairs, and we're seeing the inevitable result. But ultimately, it's something that, you know, people feel like they pay tax for, and so what can the community do? Well, I think the answer is, you know, tell your county councillor, tell your MP that you're not happy with the current situation, that more money needs to be put into this, and the roads need to be brought up to a better standard.
As seen, the potholes in Winchester and Hampshire have been causing damage daily. Hampshire County Council have stated that they are fixing 1,000 potholes a week, although they admit that this is not enough to fix all of Hampshire's roads. They have also promised to spend £7.5 million over the span of 3 years to help fix these roads. But there is good news for pedestrians, as after a 7-year campaign, Winchester residents have finally been given a crossing that they have been calling for. Reese Huggett's been down to Romsey Road to find out more.
A new pedestrian crossing is under construction on Romsey Road. The junction to Clifton Terrace is a hotspot for pedestrians to cross and can have people waiting 30 seconds to cross the busy road that leads to the city centre. Whilst work is going on, The entrance to Clifton Terrace will remain closed. However, there is residential access from Clifton Hill and Allison Way. To accommodate the new crossing, Clifton Terrace will be made no entry from Romsey Road, and a right turn only will be permitted when exiting. There will be temporary tactile paving added to Romsey Road, as well as traffic lights, new road markings and signage. Clifton Terrace will get a new cycle path as well as signage and road markings. With all this work going on, do pedestrians think this is going to help?
It's always difficult to get across this road, so.
Pedestrians are going to be hoping it doesn't take too long to put up. However, construction is meant to end later next month. Until then, locals are going to have to wait to cross just a little bit longer. Reese Huggett, Winchester News Online.
In 2021, a statue of climate prodigy Greta Thunberg was unveiled to great fanfare at the University of Winchester, but then it vanished. When it reappeared, it was not in its usual place. So what's happened? Molly Keane explains further.
The controversial £24,000 statue of climate activist Greta Thunberg has returned to Winchester University after disappearing for 6 months. The Make a Difference monument was removed from campus as repairs were made to stabilise its plinth. When the statue was originally displayed in 2021, the staff were proud to have a sculpture which aligned with their environmental agenda. This is where the Greta Thunberg statue was originally displayed, just outside the West Down Centre. But now, the statue can be found in this quiet corner of the West Downs courtyard. Given its new location, the students today feel that the money put towards the sculpture could have been used differently.
For one, it doesn't really have anything to do with the university at all. And secondly, I'm a law student at the university, and I think that money could have potentially gone to either towards new law books in the library, or for any other course, any other books in the library for anyone, like sports facility or something that everyone could use.
The money probably could have been used for stuff to improve for the uni instead. But I think it's great that she has a statue, that we made one for her, but if you're going to make one for her, I don't know why you put it in a place that's far away instead of having it front and centre.
However, the sculptor had a different opinion regarding the statue and its meaning. Speaking when it was first revealed, she said,
I would like the students to be aware of not just Greta, other sculptures that have been put here, because it enhances a building like this. It makes it more special.
WINOL asked members of staff about the statue and its accusations of simply being a vanity project for the university, but they were not able to comment on the statue's new home. The university were contacted also and gave the following statement.
As previously reported, the statue was removed for repair and has been placed in the West Downs courtyard garden as planned, where it can still be seen and enjoyed by the public, along with other works of art found on campus.
Unless things change, Greta will be stuck here for the foreseeable future. Molly Keane, Winchester News Online.
Alabama rot, which attacks blood vessels in the skin and kidneys of dogs, has surged again. 10 dogs having already died from the disease since the beginning of the year. Now a group of Hampshire researchers have urged owners to check for any early signs to protect their furry friends. Alexandra Stapleton reports.
It is known by all dog owners that a dog's favourite time of day is going for a walk, which should be enjoyable for both owner and dog. Veterinary specialists have urged owners to check for signs of a deadly disease called CRGV, otherwise known as Alabama rot. Hampshire veterinary specialist Anderson Moore, who are leading the research into the disease, have confirmed that there have already been 10 confirmed cases of the disease in the UK in 2024. Since 2020 in Hampshire, there has been 3 cases in 2020, 2 cases in 2021, no cases in 2022, and 3 cases in 2023. Alabama rot is a rare disease with a cause which is still unknown. However, you should remain vigilant and check if your dog experiences any of these symptoms.
The most important thing to look out for is a new skin wound on the skin or in the mouth or anywhere on the body that they can't explain. So there's no cut, it's just come out of nowhere. We give a very general recommendation, which is to say it seems reasonable to wash off any muddy areas, so muddy feet, the belly, anywhere where the dogs have got really wet and soggy and muddy. It seems reasonable to wash that off and dry them. to try and reduce potential transmission if there is something like a bacteria that they're picking up from the environment.
Although this disease is rare, don't let it stop you from taking out your four-legged furry friends. Visit the Answer More website for more news on the topic. This was Alexandra Stapleton for WINOL News Online.
From the art of performing to the art of crafting, one local musician is balancing rocking out with building guitars from scratch. Izzy Poole went to carve out the story.
Brian Haywood is a 61-year-old rock star in Winchester. He's been playing the guitar and in various bands since the age of 15 and grew up in a house full of music. His current group, the Wild Swans, have been playing numerous charity gigs in the local area. But what exactly is the style of music that he plays?
And I suppose it falls into some sort of strange country rock blues kind of thing, but it kind of goes from banjo to howling guitar to harmonica, so it does cover a lot of genres.
Brian is currently working on another album, but when he's not rocking out, he's taking the time to create beautiful handmade instruments in his workshop. Brian has been in the business for over 22 years now and has handmade thousands of guitars from upcycling wood.
I started off building electric guitars. All the electric guitars I built I loved, and then I moved on to acoustic guitars, which I also love. But if I'm selecting a favourite, it'd probably be a banjo actually, rather than guitars.
After decades of performing and building, Brian Haywood has closed his retail shop and moved his workshop a lot closer to home. So close, in fact, his workshop now sits in his back garden. Haywood Guitars on Stockbridge Road shut down after lockdowns during the pandemic, but Brian reopened his shop and opened his home to allow himself to continue his passion in making musical instruments. Now that business is thriving and he's back on the stage, he welcomes everyone to come along to an open studio exhibit in the summer and encourages all to come along to some of the performances. Izzy Poole, Winchester News Online.
Now it's tough to throw away your old teddies. Parting with that special toy can be heartbreaking. But if you knew it could be reused and someone else could love it, then that might ease the pain. Jodie Kelly investigates how one campaign, Loved Before, is helping the planet save one teddy bear at a time.
As children, they were our best friends. But now, buying a pre-loved teddy bear is just one of the ways we can help the planet. But how do Love Before do this?
When the toys arrive with us, they're checked in to our spa, where they go through kind of cleaning, thorough cleaning, refresh, repair, restoration and pampering as needed. The toys are then split into two routes. One is they get their own photo shoot and they have their stories uploaded and product pages created. They go up onto the website and they're part of our online releases at 8 p.m. each Monday. And then they go off to new adventures around the world. People adopt them on. Or they go to Selfridges. Since we started, we've donated over half our profits to charity, and we are currently supporting the totally incredible Make-A-Wish UK. And yeah, trying to save the world one teddy at a time.
This year, over 80% of all toys will end up being binned, most not even being owned for over 6 months. A Love Before hope to continue saving more teddies. This has been Jodie Kelly for Winchester News Online.
That's all we have time for today. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.